Hello, makers and tinkerers. Welcome to, another episode of Making with Matt and Paper Sports. So we're going to talk about just how do you play using this paper football that we made in a previous episode. If you didn't make this football, or the American football goalpost, please see the episode on making paper balls. But for this episode, you're going to need a table. So we have this table. And you're going to need your paper football. And it's nice to have a friend, but sometimes it's not always possible to play with. Now, when you play paper football, you play with one person on one side of the table and the other person on the other side of the table. So here's how that works. And you don't actually need this to play tabletop football. This is just something fun that we made out of cardboard so that you can practice your kicks. So here's how you play. So here we are on the edge of the table. So here's the edge of the table. So the first person starts off by kicking the ball, and usually it's no more than a hand away from the edge, but anywhere in here is fine. Some people like to flick so that the ball spins. Some people like to go like this. After you touch, your turn is over. It's then the next person's turn to come back the other way with one touch. So what you don't want to do is kick off and go, oh, I messed up. Because then this person's going to come from this edge or this side of the table and go this direction. Now the goal is to get it to hang over the edge. And you can tell if it hangs over the edge by running your finger like this and it moves. Some people get a little excited and they go, touchdown! But that is the nature of the game. Okay. So once a kickoff happens and it's hanging over the edge, that is 6 points. Just like in American football, for a touchdown you get 6 points. Then the person can either use the goalpost that was created, or usually, actually, they hold up their hands like this and create a goalpost. And then that person has to kick through the goalpost. Now, how far away? I don't have a friend with me today, other than you guys are all my friends. So probably about this far away, and we'll kick. And that would have been good because the whole goalpost wouldn't have fallen over. Your football on one edge of the table. Not more than a hand away. That's actually probably too far. Maybe this far. And you start with a kick. That was okay. Got to midfield. Now this person gets to go. And who knows how long this is going to take me, so maybe I'll speed this up.
Well, further that time. That went off the field, so off the table, so I bring it back up. This person went. It's actually me over here. Oh, I messed up. Oh, I messed up. Oh, I messed up. Oh, I messed up.
Oh! And you can see it's over the edge, and that's 6 points. Now, that person would put up their fingers for the goalpost. This person can come and kick. And that's no good. So that would be 6 points to 0. And play continues, usually a game. And that is the game of tabletop American football. Hope you liked it. Did you like it, Mr. Pirate? Arr, yes. See you later, everybody. So, something else to note about playing football, tabletop American football, is when you kick the ball, you're not allowed to push it. It's supposed to be a touch. Well, not a touch, like a flick. So that's definitely a flick. This can be a flick too, but it's multi-finger, so we don't want to mistake this flick for this push. So no pushing, no pushing, no pushing in line, only flicking. But don't flick in line either. Another thing that you should consider, and maybe I'll include this at the end of the video, is where do you find yourself at a table? Waiting. patiently. Maybe you pull out your device or whatever, but you're maybe at a restaurant, and you're maybe with other people and your family even, and what do they have on the restaurant table? They have things like salt and pepper shakers, but they also have those little dishes of things, of salts and peppers and sugars, and in my case, hot pepper, muy caliente, very hot pepper. So here is a sriracha. So there's these packets. You don't have a football, and you don't have a piece of paper to fold into a football, but you have a table and you have these packets. You guys getting this? Where can you go? Well, guess what? Yes, you can use a packet as your football. Now, something that my sons like to do is use these packets and play back and forth because the tables are not too deep. But oftentimes, these packets don't score a touchdown. They go flying off the edge. And before you know it, all of these packets have gone flying off the edge. And there's no more packets. What do? Well, we use one packet. And when it falls on the floor, everybody goes onto the floor and looks for the packet and brings it back up. That way, we don't have a gazillion packets on the floor. And I tell you what, those waiters and waitresses will be annoyed at you if they see these things flying off the edge and you don't go and get them. So make sure you get them, and make sure you leave your little packet, what is this thing called? It's not a display organizer. Your little packet organizer, you know, in those, when they have those sugar packets, they're all coordinated in color. Make sure you leave it nice and squared away.